Who said you can't go home? Real Estate Exposed, brought to you by Signature Real Estate. Real Estate Exposed is all about helping homeowners and those who would like to be homeowners and those who would like to get into real estate.
It's a good show.
Come on.
Hi, all. I'm Vandana Bala, one of your hosts for Real Estate Exposed and corporate broker at Signature. To my right is Shelly Panzarella, a co-host and the branch manager for Prosperity Lending. And to her left, my right, not my right, but my right, just my right, and her left, like right here.
Right.
Is Tod Barton. He is our managing broker over at our Green Valley office, the coolest office we have.
For sure.
Also, our number one office from 2020.
What does that mean, number one in what?
Weren't you, like, didn't you get an award?
Well, I think we're number one in everything.
Okay.
I didn't know
We're
if
just
you had
going
like
to
a
go.
specific
Well, you have
thing.
a big what are those
Trophy.
called? Trophy.
Award.
Award.
You lost your mind?
Yes.
Yes.
It's already 1 o'clock.
It's on a Friday.
Right.
What's in your water bottle?
We're not saying F words or S words.
We're not? Are you serious?
Yes.
No, you can say it all. Not the F word. You can
Yeah.
say the S word.
Oh, you can say the S word.
You did win an award for
Yeah.
Best
we
Broker?
were.
Yeah.
No.
Most production.
I think we were I don't know. It just says we're the number one office. I don't know
Yeah,
what that
it was
number
for everything. It was for production, for recruiting, that's what that number encompasses. Or that's that number one. It encompasses everything.
Yeah.
So overall-
I actually take the trophy home every day and bring it back every morning. Keep it safe.
Do you sleep with it?
I don't know if I want to go. I don't know if I want to admit that on.
Does your wife get
I'm
jealous?
sure the viewership is huge
We'll ask
here.
your
I
wife. Don't
know.
worry. She's on standby.
She is. She's on the
Super excited to hear about it.
voicemail. Yeah. So yesterday I'm driving down the freeway at 8 o'clock in the morning, Veterans Day.
On your way to work?
Yeah, I live in Southern Highlands, right?
We didn't
I
have a
live
day
in the
off.
southmost part of the valley, and I had to show commercial property at the Speedway.
Oh,
So that's.
Yeah.
there's
Look
no
at how it
It's a
traffic
drives.
distance.
though.
Yeah, it's a
So
distance.
I had to show at 9:30, and I'm like, well, I better leave my house at like 8 because I'm going to hit 2 or 3 traffic jams on the 15. It's going to take a while, right?
Okay.
Get on the freeway, going about 90. There's not a single car. I'm one of 7 cars on the whole freeway.
Did
Like,
you send
what
that
is
picture to
going
Brandon?
on?
Like, look, everybody else gets days off on.
It was Veterans Day.
Yeah.
I was like, great. So you know what happens is I get there an hour before the showing, and I'm sitting in the parking lot going,
And just hanging out?
the hell am I going to do for an hour?
So what
So
would
what'd you do for an hour?
Yeah. Did you find donuts?
No.
Or do we not want to know on
No,
air?
I think
You don't want to admit that.
He worked. You probably worked.
I was doing things. Oh, I got an insurance quote while I was sitting there. Yes.
Good. Was it a
Insurance
good one?
quote.
For
I
the
haven't got it yet. I gave
Because
the
they were
information.
they were off on
and they were going
Veterans
to
Day.
get it to me today. I have not yet seen it.
All right.
But while driving down the freeway, I don't want to take up all the time here, but while driving, I get a text from you,
Yes.
right? And the text says, "Hey Todd, about today."
Yeah.
And the first thing, I don't know, when you were a kid, you had a toy box, right?
Yeah.
Mine was a plastic football, brown, big
Oh,
football.
I remember that.
Weird. So as soon as I seen it, I pictured you standing at your toy box, taking all your favorite toys off the top. She finally found me at the bottom and said, "Oh, Todd, let's text Todd. Yeah, let's see if Todd
That's
can-"
amazing.
No, you were like first on our list.
Come on.
All right. So let's talk about what the market stats are this
Vandana
week. New listings. We're kidding. We are excited to have you.
Yes.
New listings.
New listings. So in the last 7 days, we've had 863 new listings that have come on the market. 863. And in the last 7 days, we've had 977 homes that have sold. Now, we learned last week that the first number doesn't really correlate with the second one. So we need to figure out how many homes are actually on the market, period, the end. And that number is 4,000. I can't see it. 4,000. Thank you. Hold on. Hold, please. 349. 4,349 homes that are
Sold.
currently on the market.
300. I was like, no, there's
So
something
how many
wrong.
sold?
So I said that already.
4,300?
But
sorry.
4,349 homes are currently on the market. And the number of homes that sold in the last 7 days is
Nine.
Give back.
977.
977. So if you do the math, 4,349 divided by 977, you're looking at about 4.5 weeks worth of inventory.
1.1 months.
Which
Yeah.
is exactly where it ended.
1.25-ish months, right? Because if you're doing them in quarters,
True.
right?
1.1 months was where it ended in October. So
So that
So
sounds
is
about
it
right.
up a bit?
It's up a bit.
It's not
What
bad.
does that
a bit,
mean?
but a little bit.
Do you think it's seasonality?
It could
That
be.
we have more.
Well, and it's weird because a lot of times during this time of the year, right? We talked about this before. Less people actually put their homes on the market. I'm going to have a video, right, Beta, soon about why you're going to be 1 week turnaround. Why you should. That was from the first time we recorded a week ago.
Wow,
by the way.
that sounds so.
Sounds like you're on the hook for that one.
Yeah, feeding that into you.
Does that include Veterans Day, or does you get a day off?
Does it
It was a holiday.
include? Does it include the week that we didn't have the stuff because it was lost?
You lost it?
No, I didn't lose it.
Oh.
So want to hear the story?
No.
I'm sorry.
So
do you
wait.
have it? No. That means it's not found. That means it's lost. No. So what happened was the cleaning crew threw it away.
Your video?
All my videos, or took it home. I don't know, which is a little,
Oh.
yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So we had to re-record videos. So I'm wondering if my 1 week starts from when I recorded it first, or when I recorded
Clearly
it.
not.
Well, I just heard the
No.
one you recorded first doesn't exist, so it
Exactly,
can't count
so-
from then, can it?
Right.
But I
Sounds
did record it then.
like- Yeah.
True story, no
Prove
proof.
it.
So anyways,
That's hilarious.
so 907. So a lot of people don't put their homes on the market during this time of the year just because, the holidays, there's pros and cons for listing. I'll have a video shortly at realtorvaleno.tv.
But
that you
wait,
should
aren't you saying that we have more listings today?
But
than
we do, which
sales?
is, that's why I said it was
Or s-
weird, yes.
okay.
So I gave you that stat and then I said, which is really weird because,
It went the wrong direction.
Yeah.
right, it normally
Typically,
isn't like
seasonality,
this.
it goes
Correct.
the other direction.
That homes.
That's what I'm talking about. Thanks,
and
thanks for listening.
That would be because of our buyers who are. We've got so many buyers right now waiting to knock
Maybe.
down doors,
Maybe.
and so
I
they're
don't know.
actually
Do
getting
you?
into contracts.
So do
Well,
you see
and I
a big
also-
buyer pool of people waiting? Pre-quals.
The reason
and-
they're waiting though is because they can't. It's price point. We have a lot of clients who are unable to
becoming
get into,
unaffordable in Las
correct.
Vegas.
Yeah, and the condos and stuff like that harder to finance.
So
for FHA.
I have a client who's looking to sell right now too, and I asked her, why isn't she waiting for after the holidays? Which is, I think it's a great time to sell. Let me put that out there. And we were just randomly talking, and she was like, I don't know what's going to happen with with taxes, the current administration. Like, people are worried that that home prices aren't going to continue to rise. And so it's been interesting to consider sort of that perspective on, is it going to make a difference with anything that's happening, right? We're apparently going to get rid of 1031 exchanges. Those are going to be gone. There's going to be higher tax implications for people coming up. And so people are worried that if they don't sell within this calendar year, that they could end up paying more
So
in
do you,
tax liability
think
next
there's going
year.
to be like capital gains tax now on your personal property?
I don't know. I
think
can't.
that's
I
a
can't
concern.
tell those things. I didn't bring my magic 8-ball.
Well, I mean, did your client, did she think that that's...
Yes.
Because she's selling a primary residence.
No, she's actually selling an investment property.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So the
then-
Yeah.
1031 is the biggest concern.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we all know that capital gains tax is going to go up too, right?
Correct.
Right, up to like 33%,
Correct.
37.
37.
Oh, snap, crackle, and
Yeah.
pop.
That's actually AGI. I think.
Who's dinging?
Yeah, that's.
Is that
new
your
guy.
laptop?
It's a new guy.
The new guy.
Sorry.
He
So
doesn't
the
know.
administration side of it, I mean, does that really have something to do with inventory though, or are you just thinking that would affect? Because
Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying that's probably why
take away homes.
our market has more properties on
Today
now
because
versus
everybody's worried about
the opposite of what it usually is around this time of year.
Got it.
Right? Because
I
people
got
are
it.
like, Thanksgiving's coming up, and Christmas is coming up, and Hanukkah's coming up, and New Year's is coming. We're gonna have all these people in town, and, right?
I don't wanna sell my
Nobody wants
house.
yeah. Let's.
Yeah.
Nobody really wants to sell their house with people inside of it. Mostly, although I always think it's a great time to sell because, watch my video.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, for those of you who
In
have
1 week.
investments, possible 1031 exchange could be changing. So you've got 45 days to get your home on the market and sold by the end of the year to avoid any of those
Yep.
potential tax 1031 exchange.
And to go find
Changes.
another property, right?
Well, if it's investment.
and
then
I
they-
well because
1031.
Oh yeah, you gotta, yeah.
because you've got to get
Got
your
to identify the next one.
right.
Oh, so you're too
So
late.
you can relinquish your relinquished property, right? But you also have to identify what's next.
No,
So
I
how
think
are they
if
gonna
you,
do
I think
that?
if the process was started,
Hi, Monica.
Hi. Oh
I
yeah,
think
if
if
it's
the
in
process
the
was started, I don't think it would. I think you would fall in this year's.
if it's
tax.
in the exchange.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
ready for the exchange.
So all of this has been done with. We're talking about it with a lot of research. We think that it might happen. So this is how we do things here. All right, let's talk about the highest priced home. What do you think it was?
5.4. This is where we could throw out the
5.4?
million.
Highest for sale?
Yeah,
Last
give me your
week.
glasses
I
again.
think it's around 25 million.
You think
No, like
in the
just
last week?
Oh, in the last week. Sorry.
Yeah, because our
I don't
office
know all
did a
the rules.
$16 million
all right? I don't know
one.
all the rules.
I know, it's your first time.
Sorry.
We'll forgive you.
Okay, what is it?
Just throw that back into that football
7.5.
toy box.
Nope. Okay, so $5,150,000.
She looked
Wait,
it up.
what?
I did.
You looked it up.
No, I never get that close. What was the number?
$5,150,000.
No, I didn't look it up. But
How
that's
does
Trust me, she never looks it up. She always guesses
3.2.
3.2
See?
every time. But that's Flamingo and Town Center in Granite Ridge.
Just out of
Granite
curiosity,
Road.
how do you price something at 5,150,000?
Um,
Like, are
so
you that good that
let me-
you can get down to the 50s
let me tell you.
and the $5 million
I have a
range?
client right now that's listed a property for $1,888,888.
Well, that's because they like
There's
the eights
numbers.
in
Yeah.
Right.
there.
And then
That's a luck thing.
it's been 30 days, and
Asian
so he
world.
removed 1 8. And in 30 days, he's going to remove another
Really?
8.
Wow.
Wow.
This guy
Yeah.
dreams
But is he
about
going to make
really
it
weird
150 or
things.
is he going to make it 75? Is he going to make it 25?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't
what
know.
will your-
But it's weird because sometimes I'll see like 1,127,630, and you're like, where did that come from? Like, why
Oh,
would
somebody
you know what I
push
mean?
this out for.
Anyone see my reading glasses? Yeah, they're on Todd's head. I'm borrowing them during the show, so
Well, I think Todd made a good example at one of the sales meetings about brackets, right? And do you think some of that has to do with where you place that number inside of a bracket, or do you think it's just a random?
I didn't pay attention to Todd during that
What?
meeting.
It's on.
But what
it's
was it?
recorded.
I'm leaving.
What was
You
your
did,
bracket?
right?
This is BS.
Tell me your brackets conversation.
Story of my
I wanna
life.
No,
hear
I just
your brackets
so my
conversation.
bracket conversation is that when you go search the internet for a home,
Mm-hmm.
every major website out there only lets you search in brackets. You can't pick the number that you can't pick. I want 520,000 down to 515,000. It's 525 to 500,000. So the brackets that you can search on the internet
quarter.
are bracketed. I mean, if you get to I think Realtor.com or am I allowed to say those things?
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's exposed.
I don't.
So we
it could
expose
even,
them all.
It could even be Redfin, but one of them lets you go down to a $10,000 bracket. But usually it's a $25,000 bracket. And so if you have, let's just say for the sake of argument, we have 1,000 buyers in each one of those brackets.
Okay.
500,000 to 525, that's one bracket.
Mm-hmm.
525 to 550 is another bracket. If I price my house at 524,998,
You're
or
going to miss the
888,
525 up bracket. Yeah.
I miss 1,000 buyers. I don't know what that number is. That's a fictitious number. It could be 10,000. I don't know how many people are in that bracket, but I miss those people. So if I price it at 525, I've now exposed my listing. My seller has exposed their listing to twice as many people
Right.
or more.
Well, and so I come from the mentality of we are not a 7-Eleven, we're selling houses. And so to list properties at 999 just
Yeah.
makes no sense to
Yeah,
me.
it's not an impulse buy, right?
Right. You're not
standing at the counter
you're like,
going,
ooh, it's less
"Oh,
than
look, a
$1. I'm going to
Snickers."
buy this
Yeah.
house.
No, yeah, I agree with that too. It's not an impulse buy.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
I always thought
So-
it was I didn't know it was called a 7-Eleven terminology. To
No,
be
it's
99
I just
cents.
because
She-
of my
she
Slurpee
used to
days.
do
I
that.
just
I
talk
got it,
about
got it.
it. I
Thought it
just
was
say
something
that
else.
that's
Some
what
other
it
reason
is.
we're talking about 7-Eleven.
Yeah. that was the purpose of it.
Yeah, got it.
So I mean, I think if you're, I even tell people in that price range, like I've got a listing right now at $1,000,001, and when we do a price reduction, it will be to $1,050,000. We're going to do a 50,000 because we need to expose ourselves to the next bracket.
Price improvement.
Right?
So maybe that's
Whatever
where
you
that
wanna call it.
150 or whatever came up.
Maybe.
Or
Because it's at
you-
the bracket.
Maybe
yeah.
there might, maybe I know them.
Maybe.
Maybe
Here's-
they came to your class. Hold on.
Here's the other thing though. Here's
Nope,
the other thing.
that was an inside job.
Here's a real, is it?
It was an inside job. Yes, it
Oh,
was.
okay. So here's the other thing to really consider, even more important than the brackets on the internet, is that if somebody who's in the so if I listed at 524,999, I got the lower bracket, right? But I'm at the very tip top of that bracket. So anybody who can buy up to 525, this home has to be literally perfect. There's no room in their budget to come in and paint, carpet, do anything else. But if I go to $1 more, just $1 more, I'm now at the bottom of the next bracket. And if somebody sees that house, they could go, look, we're good to 550. Here's
like
one
that
that's 525. Even if we spend 530, we've got $20,000 or $30,000 to go in and make the improvements we want. So More importantly, it's getting to the bracket above so that you can,
Benefit from,
well, you have buyers that see it that it doesn't have to be the perfect home.
Yeah.
And this becomes even more critical as you get down to like the 350, 400, 450 range, where these people literally don't have $1 million sitting in the bank to go make the improvements they want to make. So that's the more important part of the bracket part. And I'm a round numbers person.
got it.
Okay.
Sorry, that's all I got.
All right, perfect. We're done talking about brackets and 7-Eleven.
And 7-Eleven.
And 7-Eleven.
What else on your stats?
Can't even mention
so
7-Eleven?
that's really, huh?
I can't even mention it again?
You can.
You
Yeah,
can.
no, she
You can
did.
say it again.
Are you
yeah,
doing
no,
commissions now?
that's
What's
all I got.
happening here, Todd?
Oh, I can't do that either? Man, there's a lot of rules sitting behind this thing.
What is it? What is it that you're trying to do right now?
Commissions.
Brandon. It's the kind
Speaking
stuff
of
that-
Brandon, let's transition into that. The installation was good, right?
You
We
guys,
did great.
You guys did a great job. I mean, if it could not have been any better, quite honestly. Well, I
Appreciate
mean, I
that.
couldn't think of anything that could have been better. It was really good.
Yeah?
I'm being serious.
Okay.
Why you? I love the bread pudding. You didn't like it?
There was bread pudding.
Yes.
Where was the bread pudding?
On everyone's plate
Did I
but
eat it?
yours. Did I eat it?
You don't remember, huh?
After about the
So,
fifth shot, she's not
There
sure
were
what she ate anymore.
So there were some pictures at the end, like the one that I sent you, right? Then where Brandon and I were sitting together. Then there's one of you and I that were or a couple with you and I sitting together. I don't remember any of those.
It was just such a great experience that it just
I was
came
so
out of your
happy and
memory.
excited to be
Please
there
tell me
that
that you
nothing
stayed at
else
the hotel
remembers.
that night.
So let's talk about.
Obviously not.
What else are you talking about tonight? It was a great event, though. It was nice to see everybody. It was what was
Aw,
that?
I'm sorry. I left my +1 at the
Yeah,
table.
his date was
I know.
non-existent.
You should have just brought your girlfriend.
It's
I mean,
like-
you
should
had
we
your
talk about
camera.
that?
You
It's
had
like
your camera.
It's
It
like
was
going to
perfect.
dinner with someone who talks on the phone the whole time. That's
I
what it's
know.
like taking her on a
That
date.
kind of happens
No, it's
all
not.
the time too.
No, it's not.
That's
How
what
would
I
you
see.
know?
How about this?
But
So-
also,
I was
we're not
I was there
dating.
witnessing
He has
it.
a girlfriend. Also, he's just my +1 because he never had a girlfriend before, and I've never had a boyfriend before, and so just made it was always I always had him and Tyson as my +1.
It
I
sounds
always,
like a date
I
to
always
me.
got a
I'm
2
sorry.
for 1.
Who
Now they
paid?
both have girlfriends.
All right, who paid? That's what I want to know.
Brandon.
Brandon.
And that's,
So it was a
that's how I
setup
like
date.
it.
Got it. Got it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I do have to have some bread pudding apparently from
It was-
Four Seasons. It
You
was
didn't
really
like
good. I
it?
heard.
Oh my goodness, I thought it was great with
So
the
did
ice
you
cream.
eat my bread pudding?
That could be why.
Who ate my bread
Yeah,
pudding?
who did?
Yeah,
I
we
thought
were,
the ice
we were a
cream
couple
was
shots
good.
in by then.
The ice cream was
Yeah,
delicious.
but the
I had
pudding
Monica.
wasn't.
Somebody left. I'm assuming it was Monica's because I sat in her seat. But she left the ice cream. I took the whole thing, put it on mine. It was delicious. She's asking who's bringing pie next week. Is that?
Is that a Green
that
Valley
a-
thing? Do you guys bring pie on the weeks every week?
I
Everybody
think
takes
she's
a turn?
talking about the Thanksgiving potluck.
Oh,
Oh,
wow! That's a great way to put
that's
that
on
out.
Wednesday.
I
the
think
17th.
everybody's bringing pie next week. So what do you prefer? Is it pie or do you prefer cake?
Pie.
Pie.
Cobbler, really? Cobbler seems like
Cobbler's
a July
a pie.
4th.
Is it okay? Hold on. Is a cobbler a pie or is a cobbler a pie? Would that
It-
count
it's
under
in a pie tin. Would that count? Oh, you do put it in a large. Yeah, I always think of Thanksgiving as the pumpkin
Apple
pie.
pie.
Apple pie.
So I
yeah,
think
something
You know
like-
what I
pie
think-
has crust on the bottom.
Correct.
Cobbler has crust on the top.
And there's no
It
crust
could
on
be
the
upside
bottom
down pie, I guess. No, there's no crust on the bottom.
on cobblers.
On a
So what
cobbler.
about cheesecake? Is that considered a pie? So I always do anytime I have to go
Well, how
anywhere
could it
for
be a pie?
Thanksgiving,
It's
I do
called
pumpkin
cheesecake.
cheesecake.
Yeah, that's good. Pumpkin cheesecake.
Because it's pumpkin, so it would be pie-ish, and then you've got
It's the fall.
and it's got crust at the bottom, and then you've got
That's your theory.
cake. So it's a
Every time
cake
she
pie.
eats dessert now,
Pie
she's going to
cake.
go, okay, is the crust at the bottom or is it
Yeah.
at the top? I
Is it a
need to know what to
cobbler? Or
call
is it,
this.
yeah, yeah. Pumpkin cheesecake is my absolute favorite. The one from Cheesecake Factory. Oh my god, heavenly,
Yes, they
Wait,
have
what's it
the
called?
pecan.
heavenly pumpkin cheesecake.
They have a
Pumpkin
pecan
cheesecake.
pumpkin, which
Ugh,
is
bleh.
so good. Oh, so good.
Really?
Yeah, try it.
I'm not
Don't
a
hate on
pumpkin
it.
fan.
No? Are you
Oh,
an
but you
apple
have to
cobbler?
try the pumpkin cheesecake. It's delicious.
apple cobbler. What is your Thanksgiving
That's the one with crust
to
on
go?
top.
Like my dessert,
Yeah, for Thanksgiving specifically.
pumpkin pie. Because that's what my mom makes.
Okay, but not a cheesecake.
But you don't like pumpkin.
Nah, really don't like pumpkin, no.
Get it together, Todd.
Sorry, she asked specifically for Thanksgiving. I will eat a piece of pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not mad about it or anything, but
We aren't either.
wait, why are you typing and I can't type?
Because I'm the host.
She's got to bring up what's next on our list?
It's your thing.
My thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
your
rates?
thing. Yeah, let's talk about rates. Or
So-
should we talk about that at the end?
Oh, yeah,
Sure,
we can
let's
talk
do
about
it
that
now.
in.
Are they up? They're up.
Actually,
They're
today I
still
got an
low,
alert
though.
to lock. So
They're still
something's
low.
happening today. I didn't on my drive in here. I didn't want to drive and read my article to get up to speed on that, but we did get an
Why
alert
aren't you
to lock.
self-driving? You could do that at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time.
I could do that too.
Do you forget?
Yeah,
Okay.
I forget. Rates went up 0.25%. They came down, and we just got another alert. So there is something happening in the market right now.
So 1% means they're up to 4.3?
no, I'm sorry, 0.25%.
So 4.5?
Good.
3
3 and a quarter.
3 1/4.
3 and a quarter?
3 and a
Okay.
quarter.
3 and
Yeah.
a quarter.
Still low.
That's not bad at all.
No, it's still very
They were
low.
at 3?
They were 3. Yeah. You want to refinance?
Can you
wanna-
buy down under 3?
You can, absolutely. Yeah, I have somebody locking in 2.75, one origination.
I'm going to have my house paid off next year.
Wow.
That's great.
I've decided.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
So I have been hearing in the news deflationary. Have you guys heard deflation versus inflation
I mean,
and how it impacts rates?
No.
Do you guys know what that is?
tell us, Shelley.
So inflation, obviously, we all know what inflation
Correct.
is. So deflation is basically the valuation of like the Fed money that's being pumped into the banks rather than into our pockets, right? And then the banks have to go out and lend the money, right? With that, so deflation would actually lower our interest rates, where inflation would increase our rates. Everybody's saying we're headed towards inflation, right?
So there's going to be an increase of rates.
But I'm hearing more people like Robert Kiyosaki, Ron Paul. I mean, these are some, I would say, good investment people who are actually Grant Cardone, 10X. Do you know any of these people?
I know them all.
Okay, who are talking about
Personally.
deflationary?
No, do you?
Do you?
No.
I'm like, kick you to the curb. Bring them in next time. Just kidding.
Don't know any of them. I know who they
We don't
are.
really want you. We want you to bring
Yeah.
the people that you know. Just kidding.
So
your
any-
entire office is on here right now. and they're
Have
all
you
gonna be
heard
mad.
of that
Hey,
at all?
look, my goal today was to up your viewership, and so
Oh, we appreciate
I mean,
it.
we've got
We
like,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
you've got a couple on here, which is great.
Yes.
not enough. Where's the rest of them? How many's on there?
They're so worried about the pie. That's all they care about right now.
Don't worry. You don't worry, my friend. You just continue.
We're
I'm
going to
gonna
have cheesecake
Text
and
my mom so she gets on. Hold on.
No, because we're going to say things that you probably don't want your mom to hear. We do
You're
that all
not
the
saying
time.
the F word or
I
I
the
mean,
S word.
Shelley's mom.
I don't care what my
We're
mom hears.
slightly embarrassed. that
They're her
Shelley's mom-
ears, not
My
mine.
mom used to watch, but I don't think she does anymore.
She got
Yeah.
tired of you saying the F
She
bomb.
did. Oh, wait, maybe. That's so funny. My mom just texted me. I wonder if she's... That's scary. My mama just texted
So
me.
what you're saying is that because we are seeing
Oh my
inflation,
God. Nope. My mom just said pie has crust on top and bottom, cobbler has dough on top only.
Hi, Mom.
I wasn't far off, was I? I mean, there are pies that don't have crust on top.
I don't know. I don't
Pumpkin
know.
pie doesn't have a
don't
crust
know
on
if
top. Only on the
It's
bottom.
good to
That's
know
crazy
that
if it
we
just happened.
have one reoccurring.
Mom said. Mama said.
That's cute. Is that your mom?
goodness. No.
That's
Julie?
that's-
Julie? My mom's name is not Julie.
Okay.
That's my admin girl.
Is it?
My assistant.
That's awesome.
She's the
That's
brains
funny.
in my operation.
That's crazy that my
That's
mom
why
is
she said
watching.
Mama
Yeah,
said.
so
But
I
Mama
thought
said,
she wasn't
Mama
watching.
said is something. What
Really?
is that? Yeah, my mama said. Yeah.
What
there
is it?
It's from Waterboy. Yeah.
Waterboy. What is Waterboy?
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
watched it.
Are you serious?
You know what else I haven't seen is Anchorman. Apparently, that's a show that I have to watch.
Waterboy's way better than Anchorman.
Is-
in
What
my
about Yes
opinion.
Man? Have you watched Yes Man with Jim Carrey? That's one show that everybody keeps telling me I have to watch.
I
Yes
thought
Man?
you went for the movie. You left here to go for a movie with your.
Oh, that was no. This is actually that was Fine Guy. What was that movie? Yeah, Free Guy.
Fly guy?
Free Guy.
Oh, okay.
Free Guy.
So it wasn't what we thought.
It wasn't what? No, it wasn't that.
Okay.
My mama said.
Your mama said.
All right. So let's talk about some of these articles that you sent. You sent something from Inman.
Yes.
Wait.
Which you can.
You said that. So we're headed. Inflation is going to cause.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're
Rates
still
to
we're
go
still
up,
on that.
Right. If we do
and
in fact
Cardone,
have,
everybody said.
we're going to come into a deflationary period where if that happens, then rates would go down
So
further
they're-
than where we are today.
Can you
Could
imagine rates at like
That's what I'm
1%?
saying. So remember, Brandon actually brought it up in our last
Show.
The last show there. He was saying, well, I heard somebody say this. So I went out and did research to see who was saying it. Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki,
So it's gonna
Ron
happen.
Paul.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's crazy. John Paul?
Didn't the Fed did announce that they are confident that the interest rate will go up first quarter next year
They said that
because of
their
inflation.
Yeah, correct. But people are saying that we should be looking out for deflation, which I'm not sure if that's the right way, if it's deflation or deflationary. Deflation, right? Let me check that out.
Deflation.
Well, so-
Deflation?
so
Defecation?
In your world, you guys should be getting ready for refis then.
Yes. Well,
Right,
we're
like-
still doing a ton of refinances today.
But even
What's
people
your
that you refi at
percentage?
3%, if it gets down to 1.5%,
Oh, my
they
goodness.
got to do it again.
Yeah. I would 100% say.
Yeah.
Wait, what's your percentage of refinances to new purchases right now?
So in 2020, it was 50-50. There was
Really?
which we're never like our branch is typically a high purchase branch, so our volume increased, right? So because of the refinances, as we've come to the end of the year, it's almost back to normal. We're about 70-30. We were usually about 85-90% purchase. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 50-50 sounds like a high number.
Yeah, but we were taking care of our database and getting them all into lower interest rates and things like that. So the market was there for it. Now, though, it's crazy. We're doing a lot of cash outs. People are taking
What are they doing
advantage
with
of the
the money?
equity. Multiple things. Renovation. I see a lot of our clients take it out to renovate. Some of it is for consolidation of debts. We have a cool student loan refinance. You cash out on your student loans.
Tell me about this.
So if you're going to, so there's always a pricing difference when you do just a traditional cash out for whatever, like renovation, buy a car, whatever it may be. If you do it specific to paying off student loans, it's actually considered a rate and term. So the rate's going to be about 0.25% better than if it were a real cash out refinance.
Okay, and you can just put that on your house payment.
Yeah, which is in most cases, it's a taxable item, right?
Interesting.
And a low rate.
Well, it's not taxable, it's tax
deductible.
Yeah, tax
Tax
deductible.
deductible,
Yes,
yeah.
tax deductible item.
Interesting.
Yeah, but if you're getting into a lower interest rate, even if you tack that on, you're probably going to keep relatively the same payment.
When we have deflation and
yeah.
we go down, let me know.
Deflation. I'll let you know when we have deflation.
Half is out the door to the right.
I will definitely let you know.
Because then we'll get a lower interest rate. I'll refinance. I'll pay off the student loan,
Yeah.
and then just my house will be.
You could still just refinance
And
if
I'm
you
gonna-
want to pay off your student loans. In addition to that.
I could. You're right. It's a possibility. I've got 3.3% on my.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
you don't
I
need
don't
to-
know if it makes sense to unless it goes down, like significantly
Yeah.
down.
I'll let you know if we hit deflation. Deflation.
Well, you asked, was it deflation or
It's
deflation?
deflation.
It's
Deflation.
or
Which is the general decline of price level of goods and services.
Yes, I am aware.
Got it. Supply of money and credit.
Well, I think they have to be right? I mean, right now everything is so expensive that
Who's gonna come up with-
it can't get more expensive, can it? It could only get. I mean, every goods that we buy, including gas and food and anything that we need to live, is at the top right now. So that stuff has to come down.
We
At
have
some
a
point.
shortage of everything right now.
Yeah.
I mean everything. I just heard on not even the news, but it was like the regular radio. You know how like when they talk to
The
each other
regular-
The regular
radio.
radio.
They have that
with
in Teslas?
music.
I didn't know we could discriminate against radio stations, but the regular
So like
radio.
you know the radio stations that have music and then they talk in the middle and you're like and then you keep changing and I was like let me see what they have to say. Sometimes I get news from there because I don't really pay attention otherwise. So they were talking about how this year grocery stores don't have turkeys anymore. Like they've got
What?
it's
I
all
got
right.
one for sale.
I
Yes.
I knew that was
Best, highest and best. Highest and best right now.
Why do you have a turkey for sale?
'Cause we-
Is that alive still?
you obviously haven't watched the show, Todd.
I didn't see that.
We
part of it.
talked
So,
about- Tell us.
anyways.
Well, so
Yeah.
there's apparently we're going to have a shortage of turkeys this year. And I don't know if it's because like there's no more turkeys being bred for
Bread?
slaughter, or
Oh, nobody.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Or they're unable to ship
you
them
bred
here.
your turkey?
No.
That'd be kind of cool. Little panko breading on it.
That's weird.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is that what
So,
you
anyways,
do?
so I don't know if it's because of that, but there's a shortage of turkeys this year. So you got to get yourself.
Sweet.
There's a shortage of like some of the things that you need. Stovetop stuffing.
What?
There's a shortage of cranberries. Now, this was from
Canned
this
or real?
Canned. Do you do real?
Yeah.
Oh God.
How do you do
the
real
canned ones are
cranberries?
so good. Those are so sour. Like when you do it for real, like they're so
my
good.
youngest daughter will only eat canned. Like we
Yes,
have one
that's
can
me too. Me too.
of
Same.
canned, and
Yes.
then we make the real stuff for
Yeah.
everybody.
So we do the same thing, but yeah, I won't.
Stuffing is, do you do your own stuffing or do you do
Own
stovetop is
stuffing.
all my,
Yeah,
is
own
all we do.
stuffing.
What about you? Does your daughter eat?
Stovetop.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I just went to DW Bistro and they're having a
Turkey.
Thanksgiving dinner that they're
Aw.
hosting there, which I thought was kind of cool for friends and family.
Where are they finding their
You're
turkeys
probably
at?
not. I don't know. They're breeding them.
They bred them.
They bred them.
They
Is
bred
your
them.
turkey still frozen?
So,
let's tell that story.
Yeah,
Tell that story. Go ahead.
We got this turkey. So my mother-in-law, who's no longer with us, God rest her soul. My husband is an emotional hoarder, so we've had this turkey.
Is that why you
Hi,
have?
honey.
Is that why you need so many
Sorry
car
about that.
garages? Because he's an emotional hoarder.
Yeah.
He just hoards cars. And
Yes, and turkeys.
And turkeys.
Anyway, so we've had this. So she gave us this turkey 9 years ago, and it's just been
Yep, that's what I did. I was
it's
like,
been in
"What?"
our freezer. So, every year, like, hey, we gonna try to cook that turkey. We're like past the point. But now, if there's
Yeah,
a turkey
you
shortage,
can't cook that
honey, we
Wait,
gotta
so
defrost that
don't-
turkey today.
Don't you live like out in Boulder City or something, right? Quite a ways out.
Like one exit outside. Yeah.
So you have a lot of freeway space.
We do.
Like I'd suggest you get that turkey out, get going about 80, and just toss it out the window. And
See how
what
many-
see how far down the freeway it'll go.
Roll it down.
I mean,
No, it's coming to the potluck. Don't worry about pies. I'm bringing a turkey.
The company's supplying the turkey, and it's only 9 years old.
I'm not eating. Unbelievable.
So it's
Yeah.
really still in your freezer.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture and send it to you guys
Wow.
next
Is that
time.
crazy?
That's just
We have
yeah.
it from
Wrapping
last
and
year.
everything
We talked about it.
is- Yeah, it should be still
So would
good,
you
right?
brine it?
I don't even know.
You,
No,
do you
it's
know what that
not
is?
good.
I do know.
Okay.
No, you don't think so?
No.
It's been in the freezer for 9 years.
You cannot cook that. Even if it's been in the freezer, you can only give it about a year and then you got to get rid of it. Like fish, I think is good for 2 years.
Is there a best by date on there? Are you sure?
Yeah,
'Cause if
it,
it's
it
frozen-
expired
Date, yeah.
9 years ago.
All right. We'll see.
Like it's time.
You can absolutely cook it. You
I'm
just
gonna
won't
do
be
a
able to
taste
eat
test.
it.
Funny
It'll be
thing,
like
the
this
funny
right
thing
here.
is that you
Hearts
keep
are
saying that your husband's the emotional hoarder, but here you are 9 years later with a turkey in your freezer.
Let me just
'Cause you're
we're not gonna go
also
down
in
that path.
charge.
Yes, but if that turkey found its way to the garbage, somehow it finds its way back out of the garbage.
No,
and
it
back in its
doesn't. You
place.
stop it right now. Then it's
could.
definitely not okay.
Yeah.
You need to get rid of that
It's
turkey.
been in and out of the freezer.
Yes, this combo
We're gonna
did
do a
happen last
turkey.
year, but Todd didn't watch that show, Monica,
That's
so
right.
we have to repeat it for him.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're having a turkey tasting test on challenge.
Not going to be here. I'm going to be gone somewhere.
It's all right. I got my own team Thanksgiving.
Are you trying to punish them? They did a crappy job this year. Is that what
Totally.
happened?
You could hand it out
All right.
as a Christmas bonus.
Thank you.
Somebody's going to win a 9-year-old turkey. This is the greatest. It's like wine. It just gets better
Yes.
over time.
Bring it to the white elephant party.
Oh, done. Tom, don't worry, I
Yes.
gotcha.
Yes.
That's flipping amazing. All right.
Okay.
There was, Todd, you sent an article today about 4.4 million Americans quit their jobs in September.
The
as
greatest
labor market
resignation of the
tumult
country.
continued.
Well, and that's up from 4.3 the month before.
So that's a total of 8.7. Did I do
Yeah,
that math right? Did I do that math right?
Yes.
That's
but
the Asian in me.
understand that many of these people are quitting their jobs. and
Because-
they're
Where are they
to work
going?
somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so why didn't that account for
they
that?
only want to report the people who quit. They don't want to say, oh, and by the way, they went over. It says that they're quitting their jobs because they're getting better jobs, higher paying jobs.
That's good.
Maybe not a better job, but a higher paying job.
Well, especially
Which is
because so
good.
many employers are having a hard time getting people to. I mean, they were we had an article that McDonald's was hiring 14 and 15-year-olds because they couldn't get people to actually come in and apply for jobs.
My son could apply there.
Yeah. Right? So that'd
He
be
can
one
actually
thing.
Have you ever worked at McDonald's? Has anybody here ever worked? Have you worked at McDonald's? Have you worked at McDonald's? Have you worked at McDonald's?
I've not.
I've.
Same.
I'm
Never.
really hungry right now.
Apparently, Shelley's comfort food after a fun night, which is a drunken night, is fish fillets.
Yeah.
You have to get there early because they shut those off at
I
like
know,
10
not
o'clock.
it
Do
wasn't, it was
they?
for
Yes.
real.
How do you know? Do you work there?
No, I don't work there.
Wait,
I
what?
just
What do you
like
have to do?
fish fillets.
What do you have to
He
do?
likes them
What's the
too.
secret?
They stop cooking fish fillets at like 10 p.m.
Why
Why?
is that?
So you have to get there early enough to get it.
Oh, because it's only meant
Just-
for hangovers.
I don't know why they do that.
Because that's
but
not a breakfast food. Like nobody's
No,
like,
you're
oh,
right.
let's go have some fish
Yeah.
fillets for breakfast. They've got their sausage McMuffins and their other
Those
what
are
other
good, too.
other things. When was the last time you ate at McDonald's? Sunday.
like
No.
3 minutes ago.
I didn't make it out to McDonald's. I totally
You didn't
wanted
even
to.
you didn't even do what is it? An Instacart or a
Postmates?
Postmates or an Uber Eats or anything?
DoorDash.
No, I didn't.
I
was
almost
trying to be
did it
good.
for you.
Really?
Yeah, because we were talking about it
Yeah.
after you woke up at noon, and I said
Call me out. Call me out.
it was a good night. And you said, I'm really craving a filet of fish sandwich from
Yeah,
McDonald's.
that's
And
my
I
comfort.
almost sent you one. I was like, I don't want to encourage that crap.
Yeah.
Nor do I.
It's a lot of
ugh,
calories.
ugh.
Yeah. When was the last time you went to McDonald's? Was it really 10 minutes,
10
30 minutes ago?
We started about half
No,
an
remember
hour
at the parking lot, I said, when does this thing
Yeah.
start? I was going over there. 'cause
No.
I was hungry.
Really?
Yeah. And she's like, right now, I'm like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, crap, I can't go.
So what do you
No, I don't
typically...
eat at McDonald's that
Yeah,
much.
you don't? Okay.
No. I love their fries, but
Yeah.
my grandson eats there quite a bit.
Have you ever had their fries dipped in their ice cream?
In their ice cream?
Oh my God, their vanilla ice cream. It is the best. Shelly, you're missing out in the world if you haven't
Really?
tried that.
Actually, do
Oh
that at Wendy's.
My gosh.
With the frosty.
With the frosty?
Yeah,
That
with their
sounds...
fries.
I like
Ugh.
frosties.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too legit.
to quit.
Yeah, that's
All
good.
of that.
That's
Okay,
good.
so let's not talk about this. Let's talk about.
So-
I know.
So
What-
how
I'm
does
salivating.
sorry, go
I
ahead.
thought what was interesting in this article also was that they're saying that about 88% of the people who quit for only two different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One is that the first one is that they're concerned about working in a workspace because of COVID. So 55% of the people are saying we're quitting our jobs because we don't want to work in a building with other people because of COVID. I thought that was an extremely high number.
I think so too.
Well, because a lot of people are going virtual. A lot of people are doing at-home work, right? Possibilities.
The other 33% said that they were because of childcare. So during COVID, so many people had COVID babies that now they have childcare issues. I made that part
That's a
up.
lot.
That's not
Oh, I was like,
the
that's a
article didn't
lot of
say
Wait a
that,
second.
but that was
That-
the first thing
that
I thought
implies
of
so
was
much more, Todd, that we're
Wait a
going to talk
minute.
about.
babies. Yes, COVID babies causing childcare issues.
Interesting.
That is, I can see that. I mean, we have client or staff that we haven't brought back into our offices. We have a beautiful 5,000 square foot office, and it's hard for us to
Bet you love paying
bring
that rent.
them back in. And one of their reasons is because they've become accustomed to having their kids at home.
Yep.
You know, and so. What do you say? Like, well, we didn't have to pay for your childcare before, but now in order for you to come back to work, we have to pay for your childcare. You know, it's one of those catch-22s. Hopefully they don't quit on us because of that, but
I think
Yeah.
it's probably a legitimate concern, right? I mean,
yeah.
childcare, and there isn't a lot of childcare. Like worker-wise, there's not
Right.
a lot of places you can take your kids, and if there is a space open, it's twice as much as it was last year because of inflation,
Yeah. Not
Right?
deflation.
Not deflation.
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 Yeah.
Inflation.
So when I
Inflation.
read the article,
Here we
what
go.
came to my head
Okay.
was how is this going to affect our
Affect real
business?
estate market,
like,
right?
Yeah.
how does this
I was just
affect
about
our
to ask
business?
that, and it's. I mean, if they're quitting their jobs, and yes, they're getting other jobs, right? That'll allow
Some
them
are
to
getting
stay at
other
home.
jobs, yeah.
They're going to need. I mean, we talked about this. Obviously, you don't watch the show, but we talked about it last year
Yeah.
too, in regards to like how that affects how COVID has affected people and buying houses, and because they've realized they need bigger homes. They don't care to live necessarily in the city. They can live a little bit on the outskirts because they don't have to commute anymore. They don't have to worry about that 5-minute drive to the office or 10-minute drive to the office. They don't mind being away because they can work right from home. So they might need bigger homes because of it.
Yeah. The other thing we're seeing from an employment standpoint is same. I mean, really, you see people transitioning from like our casino workers today, going into a different type. Like I have several that were tip earners, like waitresses and customer service hosts at the casinos, and they're now into like Amazon as a warehouse distributor. And so they were always worried about the fact that they couldn't get employment because it was a different shift in employment. There's no issues with that as long as it's customer service related.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that, which is good.
And we always see in our market, we always see an influx in licensees.
Yeah,
Anytime our market gets
That's
really,
kind
really
of what I was
good.
thinking about was
Yeah.
I think we're seeing a large percent of these people turning into gig workers, which I don't know if you know.
What's
but
that?
Gig worker. That's someone.
Oh,
that-
like they go and set up.
It's
They go
kind of a
set up
side
the-
job situation. It's a tile setter. It's a countertop guy. It's a guy that says, "Hey, I can set tile," and people hire him. Well, real estate's kind of the same business, right? I mean, we're independent contractors. We're not tied to anybody. We can do it. We don't have a time to show up to work. We don't have a time to leave work. We're gig workers. Our gig is real estate, not tile, but it's the same concept. And I think you're going to see an influx of that coming to Vegas. I mean, to real estate businesses. We're going to see more
Well-
agents getting their license because they have flexibility with their kids, right? And they've got flexibility with not being around as much COVID. They can decide how much of that they want to be around. So yeah, I think we'll see. And by the way, not just realtors. I think you're going to see it in the loan officer business as well. More people
would
are
love
going to
it.
be getting into the loan business and becoming loan officers, and so
We need appraisers too. I like the appraisal. The appraisers are on a shortage. I don't know why, because of the requirements. For them, they actually require 2 years of college history. Actually, I think you have to get at least a
You don't
minimum.
even have
of
to
an
have
MBA.
that to be a real estate
I know.
licensee.
Lender too. So
You don't need to have a college education to
to be a loan officer, no. But that's when I was talking to Harry, who always comes in and does all of our meetings with us. He's like, yeah, they changed it like 6 years ago or whatever, that you now need to have a 2-year college degree in order for you to, and then internship, so you don't immediately get in there. So
that's why there's a shortage.
Yeah. Do you have access to see how many new
Yeah.
licensees are coming on board?
So it shows up on the open house on the Nevada Real Estate Division's website. Do you want me to send it to you, Beta? Crap, where did it go?
Be interesting to see.
I can actually send it. I can send it to you in a little bit. But they put it out every quarter on how many licensees we have across the entire state. So, and then they break it down in counties.
Counties.
So let me do this while you guys are talking about something else.
Well, and I think that actually is because one
it's
reason
gonna
I
take
think
me a
it's
hot
cool to
minute.
have Todd because I know you both have teams, but Todd, you do a lot of training on how like team building and all that stuff. So if you were to have a new agent come in, what would be your advice for them, to come in? I know for Signature you have the mentorship and things like that, but when you look at different teams, what are things that they should be looking for?
So when they're interviewing a team,
Or just an office,
They should just come to me.
yeah, they should just talk to Vaughn on it and make it easy. No, I think. So, are you talking about a brand new agent that's just getting licensed?
Yeah, if somebody were out there today deciding to quit and they wanted to start as a realtor, they're going to come on board. Signature has the platform to come in under the mentorship program.
Yeah,
right?
so we have the apprenticeship program.
apprenticeship
where a brand new
Tomato,
licensee
tomato.
has to have a mentor
Mm-hmm.
that tracks their first 5 transactions. Yeah,
And then
I
if they
think that's
decide-
hugely important because you can go to so many places and be in this business, and you literally cannot get any help.
Yeah.
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 Right. So the attrition in real estate's huge. It's over 80%. That means people that get licensed don't get relicensed a year or 2 years later because they just can't make it in the business because they can't find enough
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
So I think you're looking for someone who's going
Right
to help
there.
you.
So
Yeah.
then if you don't have that set up, you go to a company or you make a decision that you want to join a team, what would you say for somebody looking to join a team that they should be looking out for?
Come talk to me.
It's no different. You're looking for someone who's going to hold you accountable, someone who's going to mentor you through the process, someone who's going to teach you why we do what we do and why it gets done this way and not that way and why this makes sense and why that doesn't. You need someone that you can actually spend time with and learn the business. I mean, it's not, there's just so many moving pieces. I learned something new about real estate almost daily, at least weekly, right? Something I'd never run into before. And I've been doing it for a little while, right? So you just need somebody who can kind of talk you through the possibilities. I always tell people that if you're in my apprenticeship program or if I'm going to be your mentor, I'm going to teach you the possibilities of real estate. Meaning, if you get into a situation between a buyer and you need to know how to handle that, I'm not going to say this is how you do it. I'm going to say there's 4 options here, and this is the result of each of those options. Now go back to your client, figure out what your client wants to do, and if you learn the business through the possibilities instead of just the how to do it dictatorship way, I think you learn faster on how to be successful and how to get through transactions successfully.
And you become a better negotiator, and you can help your clients out of situations that might not be, because not everybody is, here's the answer for it. It's different for everyone, right?
Yeah.
All your clients are so unique. We were talking about it last week. Like we had a buyer that asked for a little bit too much, and the seller said okay, and I'm sitting here going, I would have never done that, but that's it's not me, right? Every
I hear myself in my head all the time when people talk to me about scenarios, and I go, I wouldn't do that. But
Yeah.
I try not to voice that because
Right.
that will just stop them from.
Yeah. And I totally expected like a response back saying, hey, we're going to require a release of EMD, but no. It's like, no problem. We'll go ahead and give you an extension. I went,
Markets are changing.
I don't know. Is it?
Something. Who knows?
It is it. So we have right now, based off of the open house that comes out every single quarter, it's available through, it's their newsletter from the real estate division. But if you look at Clark County, there are about 20,807 active licensees right now.
20,000.
Active licensees. There are, so total of 22,000, of which 1,377 are inactive. So there's quite a
What does
few.
that
That's
mean?
just means that they haven't
Paid their dues?
it
Maybe.
means, it could be that they haven't paid their dues or that they're late or whatever.
Okay. So
Um,
almost over half.
But a total of 27,773 active licensees across Nevada.
In all of Nevada.
In all
Okay.
of Nevada. Yeah, that includes all of Nevada. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So go a little bit further down and you could see at the bottom 27,773.
So do they update this every month?
Every
Or-
quarter.
Quarter.
So these numbers were based off of through September of 2021. So like there'll be another
Calendar
one
quarter.
coming up at the end of the year.
And it'll come out in January
Mm-hmm.
for December. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll have to put that on our agenda for
January.
January topic.
Scroll back up to Clark County. So 20,807 total active.
Right, and that's broken up between brokers, broker salespeople, as well as salespeople. So there are 1,895 brokers, 2,329 broker salespeople, and 16,583 salespeople. I really didn't think that was that. I mean, I knew that there were going to be about, I thought there were going to be way more brokers than there are, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
everybody I talk to is a broker.
Well,
I'm
they
like,
call themselves a broker, but
they're a broker salesperson.
They don't have that BS in front of their name.
The B, you mean? They have the BS in front of their name instead.
Why did
Oh,
they
you're
have
talking
it?
brokers.
Broker
Oh,
brokers, yeah.
yeah.
It's only 1,895. Like I totally thought there were going to be more.
So
So I wonder if that's meant how many offices
What
are
would be the-
open. I mean,
what's the difference between a broker and a broker salesperson?
Yeah.
Well, a broker a broker is the broker of the office,
The
right?
owner of the
It's the
office.
owner of the office.
Right.
Yeah. So you have a BS,
I have a BS.
right? So you're a broker salesperson, but you
Right.
are a general. You're our managing broker,
Right.
right?
For
So-
Green Valley-
for the Green Valley office.
So does
So
he fit
I
in which
wouldn't
category?
have. I wouldn't
He's
have
under
a
the broker salesperson,
Yeah, the middle one.
Ah, okay.
right?
So I wouldn't have a brokers because
Correct.
I'm not the owner.
Correct. Well,
Oh,
I'm not the owner, but I have a brokers.
But you don't have a broker salesperson?
I do not. I'm a broker. I'm a corporate broker, and so I've got the B in front of my name, not the BS, which is what he has.
Are you confused?
I totally. So what does Brandon have? He's
A
the
B.
owner.
B.
And Chris Bishop.
BS.
BS.
Huh.
Janet has a BS.
Okay.
Tom
Yeah.
is
See,
a bunch of
that's-
BS.
I'm glad it wasn't me that said
Sorry,
it this
Tom.
time.
Sorry,
'cause
Tom.
Usually it's me giving him some crap. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So there's corporate brokers have the B in front of their name. Brokers, owners of the company have B in front of their name. Like they're the ones that are responsible for everything. So like if there's a compliance issue, that's who they contact for that company.
So for me as a BS, I can't go get a B unless they want to make me the corporate broker. And in order to do a corporate broker, you got to go through all kinds of financial checks, and there's a
okay.
lot more to actually getting just a B
I
in
just
front of
faked
your
it.
name.
Got it. Got it. Got
She
it.
got grandfathered in.
Did not. I did not. No. For me to be a corporate broker, I didn't have to do the financial stuff because Brandon had already done that for the company. I just came in as the corporate broker. It's the same. It's the broker's license, but it's a different category within that broker's license.
It's a little confusing.
God, it is.
Wait till we start talking about permits and who can, like property management permits and stuff, and who can actually
Is that on
run
the next
property
show?
management division and who can't, and if you can have somebody that can a general manager, if they don't have a permit, can they run it? Can they? All of it's confusing. All of it is confusing.
Got it. Well, it'd be interesting to see how the end of the year, if you guys actually increase on that from even just your salespeople. That's a lot.
I'd like to know how many of that 20,807 actually did a deal in the last 2 years?
I'll tell you.
You
I
can
knew you
2,000
could.
of them.
you could pull that up. Oh, I'm like, wow.
So I think what you're going to find.
20% of the people do 80% of the
Yeah,
business,
yeah.
right? We
Pareto's
know
rule,
that.
right?
That's
Yeah.
a pretty standard rule.
Well, but even doing just one transaction, like how many of that 20,000 didn't even do a transaction in 20 or 21? Because it's a somewhat of an inflated number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people, like there's a lot of attorneys that have a real estate license
That's true.
for their real estate, for their business, their attorney business, but they don't do any actual transactional work.
So are they a B, BS, or S?
Most attorneys are full of BS. No, I'm sorry. No, I would say they would be a B. Many of them would just be salespeople.
Oh, okay.
They could just be just an S.
Got it.
I don't mean just as in that's a bad thing. I mean
Just an
Just.
S. Just an S.
they,
No
they would
BS.
have an S license, no BS.
No real BS.
So
Probably no Bs.
the really cool thing about this newsletter too, and we've talked about it in our sales meeting, is that they have one of my favorite parts. Chris just made a comment somewhere, but I don't
Chris is
remember where it
paying
was.
attention
No,
to
no,
us?
not I don't know, but there was a comment on our Todd and V. We all never mind. That's something else that's related to something else that's not related to this. Sorry. So
You got to tell us.
it was they're delayed apparently.
Oh,
So you're gonna
looks
be
like you
you're
guys
gonna
are
be
running this show
you're gonna
till
be
Wednesday.
solo on Monday because I'm gone too.
Oh, who cares?
Okay, so
Do I get some kind of overtime during that time period? Is there
No,
talk to your
because you're
boss
just a
some kind of-
BS.
about
You're
that.
not a
You're-
B.
yeah.
'Cause if you were
Damn it. I knew there was something about
So, anyways, one of the coolest things about this newsletter is like if we actually, and coolest things is, I mean, that's not the way I really mean it, but I mean it, right? Is that they talk about all of the alleged allegations and violations, like the things that happen to licensees, the things that licensees do that are not good, that are against NRS, which is law, and NAC, which is the administrative code. And this, so if you go up a little bit, Beta. So if you go,
This
just
is this
right
is
there.
general public or
This is,
information or-
yeah. So you can just go Nevada Real Estate Division's website, and on the right-hand side, there is a little button that you can click for the open house, and it's the open house for whatever that current quarter is. And this
Wow.
particular thing, so these are things that agents have done, right, that are now public record. So I always tell agents, I'm like, if you've ever been invited by the real estate division to go for a hearing, pay whatever it is that they want, be done with it.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
don't
you're
go.
showing up in here.
Oh, so this is for people
And
who have
I gotta
not
go.
paid.
Yeah.
This is disciplinary.
This is
action
disciplinary
against
action,
somebody
yeah.
who did something that was against the law.
So, I mean, you've got people in here that are, like, for instance, that first one, violations of NRS 645, 38 times by knowingly engaging the business of acting in the capacity of advertising or assuming to act as a property manager within the state of Nevada without first obtaining the appropriate permit to engage. 38 times. That person had their license expired, their property management permits had been expired, which are you have to renew them. But surprisingly, they only paid $14,000 in fines. I could have sworn it was a lot more. Now, what the division started doing a couple of years ago is that they are now all the fees that it cost them to actually investigate the violations. They're charging
charging
that to the agent.
Wow.
And so in this particular case, there was about $1,800, a little bit more over $1,800 in costs and fees, and then they've got other things that they have to do. But there's another one in here that got $14,000 or $30,000 in fines, and that's usually for property management. Like property management, without fail, gets the most amount of violations and the highest amount of fines. Licensees get their licenses revoked, their permits revoked. They're not allowed to practice. It baffles me sometimes at some of the things that agents think that they can get away with. So,
Wow.
Well, property management is fined at a much higher number because it's typically multiple doors.
correct.
And you get a $5,000 fine. That's per door. That's not like
Right.
per incident.
And they can fine you up to $10,000 per violation.
Yeah,
So
per
if you, for
violation.
instance, if you had 38 times that you did this, they can do 38 times 10,000.
Wow.
Nutso, right? So,
That's crazy. I'm
Are
reading
you trying
all
to
this
do the
stuff. No. I'm just reading all some of the fines.
so a lot of
Interesting.
these are, so when I write a class, I pull from here. Like I pull from the
Do you like
actual.
white out the people? I can't believe they got the B on here. They got the BS. They
Yeah,
got
no. They've got they've got their name.
like,
they
you're
tell you when they
exposed.
got licensed, what the case number was.
Yeah.
You can actually read their case. So if you click on the button, you see how it's the 2019
Oh, yeah,
slash
yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah, blah. So the case was filed in 2019, but they didn't actually. So the real estate division is about 2.5 years behind. So if you've had any issues, right, and it's come about to the real estate division, it could take 2.5 to 3 years before it's ever heard in front of the commission.
So for a couple years, save up your money
Right. Right.
because you're going to pay
really
something. No question.
Pretty much, yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting to the point where you're getting in front of the commission,
Yeah,
there's a super small chance they're not going to find something,
right.
right? I mean, I don't know very many people that go in front of the commission and they go, you're okay, you're fine,
So-
don't worry about it.
Funny enough, so when we were live, when there were commission hearings live, I used to go to them. It's like a courtroom. It's so fascinating to me, right? Where you get to hear everything that they're talking about. It's like a 3-day thing. It's
Wow.
fascinating. And so I went to one, and this guy had a $500 fine for something, and he was fighting it. I'm like, at this point, like I wouldn't even. I mean, he was
From the back row, you're yelling, just pay
just
it.
pay the $500. Like, what are you doing here? I could not believe. Well, and there's one in here that's got a $500
that,
fine,
yeah.
right? But the cost that she had to pay was $3,400 to the
because
division.
she brought them into. It came into the commissioner.
Does it
Yeah.
cost the commission money to.
It cost
Wow.
them to research, right? So you are sitting in front of the attorney general. Like, so that's the person who is prosecuting you for your, and I don't mean it like that. I mean, there truly are, but they're prosecuting you for the violation is the attorney general. So this guy at $500 is having a battle with the attorney general. I'm like, just pay the fine. He got it removed.
What?
So it was,
Principle.
it blew my mind because, and it was funny, also blew my mind and funny because the attorney general I knew what he was saying, but he wasn't saying it correctly. And this guy convinced the commission enough that the attorney general, that he made them believe that the attorney general was incorrect and read the law wrong. And so they
Wow.
reversed the fine.
So did they pay him back for
No.
his time and energy?
No.
The $3,400.
That's not how that works. Have
That's
you
not how
ever
that
been to
rolls.
court?
They did pay him
No.
back.
Have
He
you
didn't have
ever
to pay
seen
it.
You're
anything
asking me
for-
if
yeah.
I've ever been to court?
Yeah, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was crazy. I'm like, just pay the $500.
Yeah.
Because we always tell our agents, if you've been invited to the real estate division, you're probably getting fired.
Well, I mean, you got to
I'm
have
kidding. It's a joke.
you got to have a
Hammer
pretty good
time.
case. You got to be pretty confident to go in there to get $500 removed.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
I think he was just persistent and he didn't stop. Right? He was just,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
More
some
power
people
to
with their
them.
principle.
I know.
Oh, you got the case pulled up.
Well, not this one specifically. What I wanted to see was, but you answered it. It's in front of the AG. So I didn't know who makes up this commission board.
So the AG is the one that's presenting the case to the commission, and the commission is made up of realtors and
He's
one
the-
other person now.
He's the prosecutor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the board is actually fellow realtors?
No, not the board, the commission.
The commission board, yeah.
Right. So the commission is like last year, Devin Reese was the chair of the commission.
Yes.
Lee Barrett has
Lee
been a
Barrett
commissioner.
Is on there now.
He's retired. I think he's done. I don't.
He's vice president.
Oh,
of the
maybe. You
2022.
think he's vice chair?
No,
he's
vice president.
President-elect.
A president-elect of
For-
2022.
Oh yeah. He's president-elect for the association,
So does he
but
step
the
off of the
association
commission?
is not the same as the commission.
Oh.
They're different. So
Different.
the association is realtor based, right?
It's a
so
club.
you go get a license. Those 27,000 people went and got a real estate license.
Okay.
They are bound by the laws and the regulations of the real estate commission. Okay. They
State
agree to abide by the laws that are changed through legislative sessions as well as the regulation that has come up through the commission. Are we short on time?
No, you're
almost.
good.
We're almost there. And then those 27 people get to decide, do I want to join the association and pay all the dues? So not all 27,000 of those people are realtors.
I got it.
So the association is realtor based, and I think our number on that is like 16,000 right now.
Yeah, you're right.
So about 10 to 11,000 people don't actually apply for the association. So the realtor association is what Lee Barrett and Brandon are going to be running next
The
year
association.
for the
Yes,
association,
for
right?
realtors.
So
Got
not
it.
the commission. They're not the same.
Got it.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. That was a lesson in.
LVR.
I mean, this is
And the
my
commission.
jam right here. This is
I see that.
Well, if you're
Along
if
with
you're
a lot of
going
other
to
things.
court to be,
But-
and the AG's the guy that's going to show up and prosecute you over $500. I don't know if that's a good idea. Worked out for this guy, but
it did work out for
I,
this
I
guy.
probably
Exactly.
wouldn't want to be in that position.
So.
You'd pay the fine.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd borrow the
I
money
would've-
from you so I could
Me?
pay it.
But for him, it was a matter of principle. Like
I have
he
high
showed
interest.
up and he said, "This is a matter of principle."
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm
I don't.
I'm sure.
I mean, he was a little bit older, and we're just kidding. I'm kidding.
I just said I'd pay the fine.
But it was for him. It was like, I don't want this on my record. I do not want anybody knowing that I had a violation that was inaccurately fined. So he fought it. It was a matter of principle for him. I mean, kudos to him. I was shocked.
So, Todd, before we wrap it up, thank you so much for joining our show, being
Sure.
our special guest.
It went by really fast.
We do ask a couple questions of our guests.
Oh,
I know
that's
we're
right.
running out of time, but Beta's going to play our exit music. Number one,
Be careful.
what was your
the
first car?
Volkswagen Baja, 1969. It was
Damn,
orange.
you know that quick.
Was it
Like you're just,
orange? Oh,
It
were
was
you
orange.
prepping that? You do watch our shows.
No, that was my first car.
First car. All right. And then
You
second
remember
question-
that
It's
from
not
all the
first-
way back
It's
then?
not the first car I ever drove, but it was the first one I ever owned.
Yeah. The Baja was like the little small pickup.
No.
Beta has no idea what you're talking
I
about.
know.
No.
He's like, I
Come
like
on,
that.
pull it up. Volkswagen Baja.
It's almost,
Baja
yeah.
in
Pull it
bright
up.
orange. And then
Bright orange.
your
Orange
the
Volkswagen
second
Baja.
question is, while he's pulling that up, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie? This is definitely real estate related. So, what was our third one?
Oh,
Did we have
God.
three?
That was
Yeah,
it.
that's it right there.
It
That
looks
right
like a
there.
bug.
Oh, it is. It's a Volkswagen
It's a little
Bug
bug.
that's been
That's
converted.
what he said.
See where
Oh, I
your
think you said
cursor
a
is right
Baja.
there? Click on that one. That's pretty close to exactly what it
That's
looked
his
like.
car. That's what he had.
That's what you rolled in
Center-
today
center
in. What are you
line
talking
rim.
about?
Mine didn't have those ugly
crazy.
lights on the top like that one does, but
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Favorite Girl Scout cookies?
I'm
Oh, you don't need-
What are the
you don't need
choices? Thin mints.
That's
Not
it.
the-
That's it, really. I
not the
mean,
ones with the
Thin mints
coconut
are
in it.
always
No.
the winner.
So thin
Is there
mint.
peanut
See,
butter?
the
There
Samoas
is
you don't
peanut
like,
butter
yeah.
cookie, peanut butter.
There's
cup.
chocolate covered peanut
That's
butter,
it,
right?
yes.
That's it.
Okay.
What's that called?
The
Peanut
chocolate
butter,
covered peanut
chocolate
butter. And with that, folks,
Yes. Thank you again for
We are-
joining.
Can
Yeah.
you pull it? Isn't there one more question?
That's it. I don't remember the third one.
if you had superpowers, what would they be?
Yes, that's right.
That's superpowers. What would they be?
What would
You
be
mean
your
different
superpower?
than the ones I already have?
Correct.
Or what are your superpowers?
I would want to be a mind reader.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to know what
Ooh,
people think about you all the time?
No, I don't care. I
Ugh.
100% don't care what people think about me, but I do want to know what they're thinking in general.
Why? That would be
But
so
not
mu-
specifically
I mean,
about me.
do your thing.
Yeah. Awesome.
I mean, I want to,
If I knew what people were
teleport and
thinking-
be able to like go to other places
I mean,
in the
if I knew what
world.
people were thinking, I could
But-
solve problems faster. I
you
could
do
I could
seem
help
like
people
that kind of guy to.
get past. Do
What'd
what?
you say? Choose what's
He
for
clearly
dinner.
has issues with
He's-
trying to
he's
figure
got a dinner
new
issue.
relationships. So
I
their
don't-
biggest argument
Trying to
is what's
figure
for
out-
dinner.
I don't choose what's for dinner either. That's not my thing.
But you could.
My wife says, "You want something for dinner?" Yes. What do you want? Yes. Where do you want me to get? Yes. Where do you want me to cook? Yes. I don't know, but
Do you,
just
want,
something.
do you want a 9-year-old turkey? Shelly's got one.
I
Coming
might-
right out.
I might win it at the
You-
December giveaway.
Absolutely, you
Oh
will.
my goodness. All right, you
If
guys.
I win it, I will cook it and make you eat it.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
allergic.
Thank you, Todd, for being here. We appreciate
Yes.
you guys tuning in. We're here every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. And don't forget to
Like and subscribe, and make sure you smash that notification button so you can get all of our upcoming notifications. Shows.
stuff things. Bye.
That's a wrap.